Good morning, everyone. I am so excited and so honored to be in this space with you all today. My name is Abesha, and I was the first director and architect. RBC wants me to say architect of RBC's fellowship program. The fellowship program began 6 years ago as a community-centered, community-based response to a great need in the sector and right here in our communities. The voices of communities of color and other marginalized communities had not only been missing, but suppressed from nearly every major social and political issue. Yet there was one piece of critical information that guided the creation of the fellowship program, a truth we all know to be self-evident, and that is communities of color will always step forward to protect, defend, and advance solutions that serve and uplift our communities. And that's how RBC's fellowship program came to life. The Community Impact and Green Pathways fellowship programs train BIPOC leaders and places them in 2-year full-time positions at host organizations led by communities of color, increasing their organizational and staff capacity while giving fellows meaningful opportunities to level up their skills and leadership. And now, 3 cohorts and 6 years later, we are sending another group of powerful, visionary, compassionate, and really dope leaders who are grown from the communities that have not only acted as intricate root systems, anchoring us when currents of racism and white supremacy seek to exterminate our presence, but bloom wisdom, knowledge, and strength in the form of our next generation of change makers. And we cannot envision a world where communities of color have the power to fulfill our dreams without laying a path forward. So when we fight for reproductive justice and self-determination for one's own body, when we invest in youth of color and create space for them to be their free, full, whole selves, when we develop culturally responsive methods which infuse parent voices, remove barriers, and respond to children's mental, physical, and cultural identity, when we promote the responsible, equitable, and sustainable use of natural resources, when we empower Congolese immigrants and refugees and all immigrants and refugees by providing them access to critical resources so they can thrive, when we elevate the voices of those directly impacted by the Duwamish River pollution and other environmental injustices for a clean, healthy, and equitable environment, when we fight for the future of children of color so they can be born into a loving community that is racially and economically just, when we fight for self-determination for people of color and low-income families to create and govern resilient and healthy communities, when we build a place for girls, and that's anyone that identifies as one, where they can feel brave, powerful, and share their truths with the world, when we champion youth voices and leadership through music as a universal language, when we fight to conserve the lands and waters in which all life depends, creating a world where people and nature can thrive, when we fight for BIPOC folks and communities to grow and thrive in place and prevent gentrification and inequitable development that attempts to drive us away, when we fight for land-based solutions on the indigenous grounds we call Washington to support a healthy environment and resilient communities for all, when we fight for a world in which communities of color have the power to fill the dreams of our communities, and when we fight for communities of color and have leaders of color drive solutions that are informed by and rooted in our communities, we see change that uplifts us all. I'm so grateful and so hopeful for our communities and our world because of you amazing change makers. So now I'd like to have everyone raise a glass as we honor and give thanks to the 2021 Community Impact and Green Pathways Fellows, our next generation of amazing change makers.
Yes! Congratulations, fellows!
Congratulations, fellows! And thank you, Abesha, for a beautiful and inspiring graduation speech.
Yes, as you can see, the fellows and staff are having a great time downstairs. They are also here with us at